He rose high above the Barcelona defence in the first leg, and he's done it all over again. Rafael Varane will never forget these two El Clasicos, and nor will the Barca players, for the very wrong reasons. It's Cristiano Ronaldo who shines once more in a thumping Real Madrid victory. Steve, great performance. Really good performance, very considered. They worked hard, they had a really good game plan and followed it right to the wire, didn't they? And they were really impressive tonight, Real Madrid. Barcelona, as we said at half-time, look a little bit tired, look a little bit jaded, ran out of ideas again. And it's starting to be slightly worrying, really, for Barcelona. They've lost today. They're a bit rudderless at the moment. Yes, they are, yeah. You know, we've said before, teams know how to play against them, and normally Barcelona teams grind the opposition down now, but everything, if it's not through the middle, it's not working. They can go wide, but no one's getting to the byline and pulling crosses in or hitting good crosses in because they haven't got a lot of height in the side. So it's gone from side to side to side to side, and it's very, very slow. And if no one really picks up the tempo like an Iniesta or a Messi, if they have off days, they're becoming a little bit, you know, they're becoming a little bit toothless, and that's something you've never, ever said about Barcelona. They need some direction in their territory. Do you think they're suffering from the fact that Tito Villanova's not there?
I think so. I think that there is that, but I don't think it's one specific thing. I think there's bits of lots of things. Guardiola going, Messi's not quite himself, and they didn't look like a team that believed that they was going to win. It sort of got drained and they got upset by a penalty, which actually was a penalty. They've got to get on with it. They didn't really want to see the physical side of the game. As you can see here, he's on his own, PK. He's standing up. He goes in. He's never going to reach that ball. You can see that. He reaches out, but he don't get it. He knows. He's waiting for him to reach out. He's going to knock it out of his feet. He knows he's going to be brought down. There's no second guy behind him giving him any cover, so you shout to PK in. He'll dive in, and he can stay on his feet, but he don't have to go down at the player's legs. And the guy covering him can then go and usher him out of play. 1-0 down early in the game, that's nothing. That's nothing. Play on. Let's show something. They just kept passing, and they just didn't. They're always passing the ball. They've always got a great style, and they've always shows up when there's a physical side as well, albeit that they're small guys. But they're tough, they're strong, they don't get knocked off the ball. Well, they were second best with the physical side tonight, and as the game on, they looked like they didn't want it, you know, at all, and it was slipping away. Yes, well, Guardiola is a guy that was very important. He's gone. You know, you start to looking at things maybe we shouldn't at the moment, but you're looking at the two, Puyol and PK, great, getting back age of their time, maybe, and also Xavi, and you've also got Iniesta, and Messi's not quite himself. OK, well, give them a good shaking up. They'll come back again. But it was the timing of that wasn't good for them. Wasn't good for them because that has picked Real Madrid up, which will come up and give them even a bigger buzz to go through and win Champions League. But that's what they're thinking.
But if you pitch this as Lionel Messi against Cristiano Ronaldo in very simplistic terms, which he might have done, Ronaldo won hands down.
Yeah, tonight. He did, yeah. And also they took chances, Barcelona. You see there, just the one big clearance. I mean, they do get a little bit lucky there. As the goalkeeper makes a good save and it flies off to Ronaldo. But you know, defensively, they were 2-on-2 there. Defensively, it's only 1-0 down. One big clearance, suddenly. It's Puyol, Mark and Di Maria. It's Jordi. Look here. I mean, that is very poor defensively. He's Ronaldo, the most dangerous person on the planet, and he's free as a bird. And look, 2-on-2.
Puyol slips. On the backside, there's Ronaldo. The defender, Albert, he comes in and turns his back. Now, all right, he's got a lot to do to stop it, but it make him work to get his goal. He's actually turns his back as a defender. You never turn your back on that, because he could have made a mistake if he got up and tried to stop him. He's not even been able to come out.
But in reality, you shouldn't score from, you know, you're attacking, you're on the edge of the opponent's box, and then one big 60-yard clearance. Yeah, but 5 seconds later, it's in the back of the net.
At that stage, they've overthrown.
Yeah, exactly. But it's only 1-0. They're only 1-0 down, Terry, aren't they? And then the third goal was worse. You know, if that was a League Two in England, you'd criticise the defenders. These are the best players in the world, and this.
Look,
Varane scores a wonderful goal in the first game.
Where's the defenders looking after the goal? There's no one there. They've all come out off the line, left it to the goalkeeper. Varane is in a situation where he's full on in front of the goal. He sees a big goal, and there's no one there.
You see him here, look. Free as a bird.
Doesn't get picked up at all.
Free as a bird, biggest player in the box. No challenge. No one on the post. I mean, he's a lovely header, don't get me wrong, he's a wonderful header.
Yeah.
But when nobody just picks him up and he saunters in and scores like that, I mean, that is really, really poor, basic, schoolboy defending. Say what you want, but you're never going to win football matches if you can't pick up from a simple corner like that. Goes over to Mourinho.
Deserves a hug.
2-2 for him in the against Barcelona. I mean, he looks a real star in the making, doesn't he, if he's not one already? And they're the dejected faces of the Barca players. I mean, they looked out on the feet tonight.
I mean, they're still at a really good season in the league. They're well ahead of everything. And it is one of those that comes and straight after the game, like I was saying, what you're inclined to do is, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong, and making it even worse. They've just got to see it off for a few days now, and get themselves back together. We know they can play, but they've got to do a lot more than what they're doing at the moment.
What can you say about Cristiano Ronaldo, who's now scored in 6 consecutive El Clasicos at the Nou Camp? I'm not talking about at home, but going into the Nou Camp and scoring.
Yeah, he looked really dangerous. These are some of the goals he scored. What we said before, Angus, Madrid know how to win now at the Nou Camp. They've done it recently. They've got a draw this year in the league. They've won again today. This is not a daunting place for them. And this fella, he just has no fear at all, does he? Just can't stop scoring. He's in the right place at the right time. He looked really powerful. He looked fit. He looked sharp tonight. And he looked really, really dangerous.
You can't criticise him for not being able to play in the big games, can you? I mean, he's
and
been
funny
immense.
enough, he was criticised about that early on in his career at Real Madrid, about not scoring against Barcelona, and since then all he's done is score goals.
And he's getting better and better.
Yeah.
He really is, and he loves it. He can feel it, that it's his time. It's built up from way back, and Man United, going there to Real Madrid, and he's become an absolute brilliant player. He really is at the top of his game.
I tell you, Manchester United are up against him next week, aren't they?
And Alex Ferguson's there tonight.
Yeah.
He'll be having a look to see what's happening. I don't think there's much he can learn that way.
What did he learn tonight?
Exactly. He knows that Madrid can score goals. You know, Manchester United need to win at home. That's all they need to do to qualify. But Madrid will play like that, and they'll try and hit them on the counter-attack. And we know they can score goals at Old Trafford. We know United can score goals. But he knows that they'll have to look after Ronaldo. They didn't in the first leg to a certain extent.
They've got trouble at right back, haven't they? So.
Yeah, but they'll have to look after him now.
They'll play him somewhere. They'll play him across the front three. He'll keep going to play.
Around.
And as soon as he finds the soft spot, he'll play against the left back, the right back, the centre halves. When he finds that soft spot, he'll stay there for a while and see if he can hammer it home.
Be fascinating. Anyway, Barcelona got one back. Late on. Doesn't really save face, does it? Good goal, though.
It's a lovely goal,
terrific, really, to be fair.
But it was surreal, wasn't it? First and foremost, when the goal goes in, half the stadium's gone home. You can see the empty seats. There wasn't. Well, there was just a token cheer in the crowd, wasn't he? It was like they were resigned to this defeat, and it was. You know, as Terry said, you don't panic over it. It was a poor performance. They've had a couple of poor performances over the last couple of weeks, but. You know, they go to Madrid on Saturday and win. Everybody's happy again. They beat Milan. Everybody is the favourites for the Champions League again. They're going to do this historic double if they can. But it's just a small chink in their armour, I think, as you said at half-time, that they don't have a plan B. You know, when things are going wrong, they can't knock a ball up and fight and battle. You know, everything has to be perfect goal, and that's a worrying sign for me. Since they lost Ibrahimovic, they've lost that little bit of height, and they've lost that little bit of that little
versatility.
That versatility, just to change it round at times.
And if Messi isn't functioning, look, it's not a one-man side. There are some great players in there.
Yes.
But it's not coincidence, is it, that Messi isn't functioning at the moment and nor are Barcelona?
No, that's right. And also, you've got some of the other Barcelona players are not functioning either. And I think they'd have to have a big spend-up. I don't think they've got that. That's always what has been really clever about Barcelona. They've done it through the club. They've built these players up through the club, so they haven't had to go and spend 50 and 60 million every year to do it, whereas Real Madrid always have. And I think that's what's been really give the pride to the Barcelona supporters, that they've come through the cantera.
It's very difficult, though, to break that, a team who play like that, very condensed, a lot of men back, you know, to take 3 or 4 men on through the middle of the park. You know, it was difficult tonight. The space was wide tonight, and they didn't exploit it at all, Barcelona. But when he has an off night, which he's bound to at times, someone else has to take the lead, whether it be an Iniesta or, you know, a David Villa when he comes on, or a Tello, or somebody somewhere on the field has to do something different to help them out.
I tell you what's important, when something like this happens, it's a matter of saying, you know, it's not looking around and saying, who can I blame? You're all the same players for the last 6, 7 years or whatever it is. All of a sudden, you don't believe in yourself. It's the leader, and the leader on the field. And what's most important, which is going to be interesting, is the leader, the coach, the head coach. Now, there's a guy that's gone into that position. Maybe he didn't want it or whatever. But
it's sort of been forced on.
It's been forced onto him,
it?
and he's in. So they've got some thinking to do. The Barcelona directors have got some decisions to make. Not now, but to think about. Don't start shooting from the hip. Just get prepared and try to find out where they're going to be if they've got a problem. And they do that quick. And if they haven't got a problem, fine. But if they have, they've got to be prepared. It's no good saying, you know, who are we going to find, who are we going to find. Well, I would imagine, I always believe you get a coach or a manager, a good football manager. I'm looking for the guy who's going to replace him. Because if he does bad, I've got him. If he doesn't, fine, we're okay. But be prepared. If you're a good scout, that's what you have to do.
And on the other hand, Mourinho showed his brilliance tonight. You know, the plan that was executed by Madrid tonight, and the way they followed his plan down to, you know, every single instruction was worked out tonight, and they were, you know, as everybody said, they were good winners tonight.
This is the club that winners. 3-4 weeks ago was open rebellion, supposedly. Casillas off one way, Ramos the other. They all hate Mourinho, and look at them come together as a team tonight.
Well, you've got to say to Mourinho, one thing about him is that he does learn from his mistakes. I've noticed we've never seen the high line of the offside trap ever again since the 5-0.
We used that once, and that, we'll part company with that one.
Maybe wrong, that one.
Yeah, exactly. You might admit that. Thank goodness Pepe came on tonight.
He's a nuisance, isn't he?
I said there's going to be a bit of everything. This is it. He wants to come in, be busy when there's nothing to do with him.
I mean, this is,
you know, it's ridiculous.
It's shocking, isn't it?
Awful. Look,
I mean, this needs highlighting angles, because this is, you know, there's so many good things we talk about, but the Jordi Alba one in the first half and Pepe there in the second, it's just embarrassing, isn't it?
He's gone for it and for it again.
I know.
I mean, the other guy
fall to the ground as if he's being hit with a right hook is ridiculous. So it needs to be pointed out. I hope it's pointed out in Spain, and he should be embarrassed. We don't like it in England. Thankfully, we don't have a lot of it in England, but you know, we don't need to see it.
No. See if he plays on Saturday. Of course, that they will lock horns once again on Saturday afternoon. You can join us here on Al Jazeera Sport +3 when we'll have the whole of El Clasico live. Terry's back in the studio there. Albert Ferrer will be here, and Andy Gray. All three of them with me on Saturday afternoon. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more action from around England. That's FA Cup action. See how Everton got on against Oldham, and another news roundup with Lauren.